Okay, wow. It has actually been some time since I've done this. So, my main purpose for this particular video is just to kind of reintroduce myself. Um, I don't know if I still have like some of the people that used to watch me and then I kind of disappeared. And now I'm back because I've just been feeling the calling to come back. But I kind of wanted to, for anyone that like remembers me, kind of just explain my journey a little bit. So for those of you that remembered, I was a life coach and I was helping people transmute their traumas. And I also worked with hypnotherapy, right? And the years I don't remember. I don't know, I guess this is like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, where I think I had my last client. And for some time, I was feeling like there was something off. I'm just going to close the window. Okay. So yeah, I felt like there was something off and I stopped. At the time, I didn't really understand what was off. I just felt it. I felt that something with my coaching was not quite there. And I'm like, well, if I don't feel like I'm serving at the highest that I can, or that there's something just off, I'm very integral that way that I had to walk away. I'm just like, there's something not quite here. So I walked away. I went on to do something else because I knew I had to have that come in by itself and for me to kind of like realize what was missing, right? So I went on to do like social media work, marketing, and I really did enjoy it. At the time, it gave me a break from what I was doing and to kind of just reassess. And last year in January is where I realized that I needed, well, I always knew this, but I kind of made more of an intention for that year to really heal my heart. I felt like my heart needed healing. And it was something I always felt, like I said, but finally it just came that year when I'm like, okay, this is the year I need to heal my heart. I know I have a lot of wounding around my heart and I need to like come back in here and feel it and transmute it and understand it. And so I made the intention, and usually this is what I do every single year before the new year. I make intentions for the upcoming year because I don't make goals. I don't believe in goals, goal setting. I believe in intention setting. So set the intentions, put it away, and then I come back to it before the new year starts just to see like what has come forth. And a lot of the time, so many things actually come true, and I even forget about them. But anyway, that was one of the intentions that I made, was to come back to my heart, heal my heart, live from my heart. And through divine orchestration, I I mean, you could say that I started to really choose myself. I started being more authentic with like my yeses and my nos. Like if it was a no towards something, I stood my ground with that. If it was a yes towards something, I stood my ground with that. And I started to also just travel and not wait on anybody, or um, go do things without needing other people to come with me. So, for example, I took up pottery, and that's something I've been wanting to do for years. And finally, I just wanted to go and do it. I'm like, I'm not gonna wait for someone to come and join me. Anyway, now at my age, most people have kids and they're busy with their kids, and it's so hard for them to come out. So I'm just gonna go and do these things myself. I went on a solo trip, and it really started to broaden my world, and it just started to feel so good to start choosing myself. And that is also the year, so 2024, when I finally went to the Dr. Joe 7-day retreat, which I can make a different video and talk about that. But that was definitely the start of really diving back deeply into my heart. If you've been to his retreat, then you know that every single meditation, he always does the heart and brain coherence. And yeah, I'll make a different video about my experience there, because that was a pretty profound experience. But that was definitely an initiation to me to come back into my heart. And it wasn't a fun and easy journey. And that's definitely also another video that I can make. But yeah, it started then, and it really, I was peeling back the layers of all the armor that I had around my heart. And essentially, what it was helping me to do was to come back to my feminine essence, my true feminine essence. And when I really look at it, it's been like quite a few years that I've been doing it, but it's just 2024 has really brought me even closer to my feminine essence and my heart and my intuition and everything. And when I started to really connect deeply with my heart and started to feel my heart and connect with that feeling of love, um, that's when I realized that that's what was missing in my coaching. Because, see, my coaching came from a very masculine perspective of like, do this and do that, and affirmations and this. And yes, of course, these are tools that work for people, but it's too masculine. And I feel like a lot of us are starting to wake up to that. It's almost like, why do I have to like do so much? Right? Like, why can't I just surrender and be held? And that's exactly where I came to, and I'm finally living from. And it's super uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be in that feminine, to fully surrender and be and let go and trust and be held. It is because especially if we've been living from survival and from that masculine side of us for so long, it's so uncomfortable to come back to the feminine. But the feminine is so nourishing. It's such a, like, for me now, I love it. Love being in the feminine now. And I know there's more levels to explore and be in and dive in. And trust me, that's something I'm constantly being initiated in. But yeah, it's just something that I realized that my coaching was missing. And it's not necessarily that I'm going to go back straight into coaching, but I do now have a bigger calling of working with women now, and helping them to come back to their heart space and to live from their heart and to tap into their feminine, divine, powerful essence, and to feel nourished being in that space. Because so many of us, we're constantly striving, hustling, grinding, surviving, stress. Like, it's not a world that's built for the feminine. And yes, granted, the old world is slowly dying and there's a new world coming, birthing, which is going to be more balanced with the feminine. And I'm not saying we don't need the masculine, not true, we do, but it's going to be finally balanced, right? Because we were living in a super unbalanced way. And yeah, basically, I don't want to make this too long, but it's kind of like a very rapid, short story of, you know, what I've been through in my realization, and now how I want to come and serve, like I said, women, and helping them just reawaken their heart space, because we have held on to so much. And I know it's not just women, I know it's men too, but I just feel a calling right now to work only with women, to serve women, to help women, to create women's circles and retreats eventually. But yeah, right now it's just gonna start with this, and I'm gonna start my circles soon. I'm also gonna be doing workshops to help women just come back to this beautiful heart-centered space. And the beautiful thing is, when we tap into our heart space, that is when our intuition comes back online. And that's something that I have been experiencing, which is why now I've been leaning into my more mystical side of like doing channeled messages. And that's something I'm still getting comfortable with, because again, in my childhood, I experienced a lot of mystical stuff, but I was ashamed for it. So that's a side of me that I hid for a very long time, but now I'm starting to reclaim and embrace and bring back in. And it's still me getting comfortable with that side of myself, because it's, like I said, it's a side of myself that I kept hidden and in the closet, and not many people knew about it, only certain few knew about it. And yeah, now I'm starting to, like I said, just get more comfortable with it. So whoever is here now watching this, you're starting to see my journey of really reclaiming that part of me. And yeah, diving deeper into our heart space, living from the heart, and reclaiming that divine feminine essence within us. So again, even if you're a guy that's watching this, you have the feminine in you, and that is something that all of us, I believe, are called to just tap into and reclaim. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here because it's already like pretty long, but I hope that makes sense. And I do have already some different ideas of, you know, the things that I'm gonna be talking about, aside from like my channeled messages that come through. So yeah, if you're watching this and you resonate with this, there's something that speaks to you in this, then subscribe and watch out for any workshop announcements or women's circle announcements. I do have a workshop that is coming out next week, and I'm not sure when I post. I'm going to try and post this today. So you can probably find all that information down below in the description. And yeah, if you feel called to join, then join. It's all about reclaiming the heart, coming back to the heart space. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this here. So I'll see you in the next one.